Welcome back to Algebra and Answers 2024, and today we're doing algebra and algebraic thinking, practicing equivalent ratios.
You can use a table to show that two ratios are equivalent. The table below shows the ratios 1 to 2 and 3 to 6.
First, let's look at the relationship between the ratios.
Which operation can you apply to the ratio 1 to 2?
You can multiply each quantity in a ratio by the same number to create an equivalent ratio.
Which operation can you apply to the ratio 3 to 6 to get the ratio 1 to?
You can also divide each quantity in a ratio by the same number to create an equivalent ratio. Now, let's look at the relationship between the quantities in equivalent ratios.
Which operation
Shows the relationship between the quantities 1 and 2 and 3 and 6. You can multiply one quantity in each equivalent ratio by the same number to find the other quantity.
Which operation
Shows the relationship between the quantities 2 and 1 and 6 and 3. You can also divide one quantity in each equivalent ratio by the same number to find the other quantity. Let's explore some more ratios. An architect designs apartment buildings with the same ratio of small to large apartments. Building A has 12 small apartments and 6 large apartments. Building B has 18 small apartments. Complete the equation to show the relationship between the number of small and large apartments. Nice! How many large apartments are in Building B? Complete the table. Nina sets up tables and chairs at a restaurant. Each table has the same number of chairs. In the lounge, she sets up 4 tables and 16 chairs. In the dining room, Nina set up 5 tables. Complete the equation to show the relationship between the number of tables and chairs in the lounge. How many chairs does Nina need to set up in the dining room? Each week, the librarian displays the most popular fiction and nonfiction books at the front of the library. Last week, she displayed 9 fiction and 6 nonfiction books. This week, she only displayed 3 fiction books. She wants to keep the ratio of fiction to nonfiction books the same. Complete the equation to show the relationship between the number of fiction books displayed last week and this week. How many nonfiction books should the librarian display this week? At a cheerleading competition, squads perform stunts, such as pyramids, during their... It takes Kia's squad the same amount of time to complete each stunt. During the competition, the squad completed 5 stunts in 2 minutes. During practice, they completed 10 stunts. What is the relationship between the number of stunts completed during the competition and during practice? How long does it take the squad? Samosas are a traditional Indian appetizer made from puff pastry triangles and filled with a variety of vegetables and spices. A samosa recipe calls for 8 ounces of peas and 6 ounces of diced potatoes. Brianna makes a batch of samosas using 24 ounces of peas. How many ounces of potatoes does Brianna use in this batch? Paper beads are made by rolling triangular pieces of recycled paper into a spiral. The beads are then sealed with a glaze to harden them. Tamika can make 32 beads with 4 sheets of paper. Right now, she only has 3 sheets of paper. How many beads can Tamika make? Mr. Carter's class is selling raffle tickets for the school fundraiser. They sold 12 tickets and collected $36. What is the amount collected for 1 ticket? Tiana looks at a map to find the best route from her house to her friend's house. The map has a scale of 4 centimeters equals 3 miles. The distance of the route is 8 centimeters on the map. What is the actual distance from Tiana's house to her friend's house? Remember, you can write a ratio with a colon. This ratio is 18 to 10. Complete the statement to show an equivalent ratio. Which ratio is equivalent to 2 to 3? Which ratio is equivalent to 10 to 2? Which ratios are equivalent to 24 to 4? Choose all the equivalent ratios. Which ratios are equivalent to 14 to 6? Choose all the equivalent ratios.